Hey, what's happening everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Friday, which means we have another lightsaber review, which is going to be on my Vader's Vault Sovereign Elite. And we also have a brand new episode of The Mandalorian. In fact, the season finale of Season 2. So which means that if you're watching this video either during its live premiere or afterwards, to please tread carefully in the comment section because you never know who might be talking about the episode. And again, my recommendation as always is to go watch the latest episode and then come back to avoid any potential spoilers. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. I do want to give a big thanks to Xander, and I know what you guys are thinking, but wait, I thought this one was mine. Well, actually, yes, it is. What we actually ended up doing, is actually the first time doing one of these, we did a lightsaber trade. There was a saber in my collection that he wanted, and I've been wanting to get a Sovereign Elite because he was going to be ordering one. So we initially did a deal for a saber in my collection in exchange for the Sovereign Elite with everything that I wanted as far as the details go. And well, both parties are happy. And man, this was, again, it was a bit of a waiting process, but the end result here is definitely fantastic for sure. So let me go ahead and give you guys a closer look at this lightsaber, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over some information. So here is a quick overview. So here towards the top, we got bluing around the emitter. We also got windows, an OLED display, which is now going into a screensaver with Pac-Man and the Ghost, and then all the way towards the bottom here with the D-ring. And I'm going to go over all the details here in just a few minutes. And then of course, if we bring this around here, we do have the removable battery option. There's also a port for a USB-C to recharge, or you can remove the battery with the included charger. And also included is additional configs, or basically just in case if you mess up on your files, you can revert back to the original files that were on here. So it's pretty cool. Vader's Vault includes all that stuff. So man, oh man, where do I begin with this thing? So I guess first off, if you are unfamiliar with Vader's Vault, they are one of a handful of different companies out there where you can get custom lightsabers from. Now Vader's Vault, based around the community, is considered to be the highest tier option. However, also keep in mind, it's usually one of the longest ones in terms of waiting. And the reason for that is because when you order a lightsaber from Vader's Vault, it is made to order. And each one is definitely being carefully crafted and cared for to ensure that the person on the receiving end is going to get a product that they are going to love and cherish for years to come. And again, this is the one that I chose with everything on here. And even though the wait time for me was about 7.5 to 8 months, the time actually flew by quick, and I have to say I'm extremely satisfied with the end results. So what's really cool is that when you do order a lightsaber from them, they do have a decent amount of options on there, and every once in a while they'll actually throw in some new ones, like maybe some hilts will get retired and some new designs will come out. I think maybe 1 or 2 came out this year if I'm not mistaken. But what's really neat is that when you go and make a purchase, it's not just, okay, whatever's there. You could actually go and customize your order even more. So for example, when it comes to the blade section, you could opt in to get NeoPixel, or you don't have to. If you do get NeoPixel, they do have an option with or without a blade. So if you have a blade, you could save a little bit of money. But if you don't have one, they do include a really nice NeoPixel blade, which comes in at the length of 32 inches, which is a good length because if you're ever at a convention or maybe going to a theme park like Disney or Disney World, it's a little bit of an easier way to manage through the crowds. Trust me, I know. I brought a 36-inch blade once. It was not fun, going through the crowds at Disneyland, but, a 32-inch blade or lower, definitely a lot more tolerable, that's for sure. But very good and nice and bright. Also too, there's options, so that way you could even choose the accent color on your hilt. So if there's something there that you like, you could opt in for that. Some hilts, like this one for example, we actually have the OLED option, or there's none there, or instead of an OLED screen, there's an option to get LEDs on there. In fact, I have 3 other hilts that I have with me that actually have those LED options on the side. When it comes down to the weathering, you can choose to have it just basic the way it is. But, you know, if you're someone like me who enjoys a lightsaber that is weathered to ensure that there's some kind of story behind it, you can choose from light, medium, heavy, savage, and then one that I'm interested in called Relic, which I'm thinking of getting another one of these, but in the Relic weathering. I think that'll be quite fun. And of course, you could also opt in for the heat bluing treatment, and there's even a Bluetooth option. And of course, you have your options between a few CoverTech options and D-ring. So again, like I said, you have quite a few ways to customize your initial purchase. Do keep in mind that some things are going to add to the cost, and of course, adding some things may also extend the time your hilt may take just a little bit, not by a lot, but just a little bit to kind of push it forward. I do have to say, in terms of the Sovereign Elite, again, it is a fantastic looking lightsaber, and I was actually quite shocked because when I initially saw pictures of it, I thought the Sovereign Elite, as far as the sizing of the handle here, I thought it was going to be a little bit thicker, not like bulky or anything like that, just a little bit wider. The hilt is actually very thin. I was actually quite surprised about that. Almost makes you wonder how this would look if this was ever transferred into like a double-bladed saber. I mean, what can I say? I'm biased. I love double-bladed sabers, so don't get me wrong there. But it'll be pretty cool. So let me go ahead and show you guys the OLED screen, and I still have Pac-Man, or the ghost chasing Pac-Man. That's a little screensaver there. So let's go ahead and start with the basics. If your saber is not in use, just kind of in a stationary mode like this, there's a few things here like your power meter in terms of your battery. There's this effect that I just recently added on there. This one here is just going information Crystal Focus 10, which, by the way, if you're unsure, Vader's Vault does offer the Crystal Focus 10 board. And if you are someone that is new to the custom lightsabers, I've always stated that for any newcomers, a CFX, which is Crystal Focus 10, mind you, is a really good starter option because it's easy to learn. It was one of the first boards that I was introduced to, and for someone like me who has learning disabilities, I was able to pick it up and learn it quite easily, and you guys can too. We just actually went into another little screensaver there. It's kind of cycling through some stuff here. So again, you got your little bar graph. Information, this is my favorite. It's got this rotating kyber crystal. I really love that effect. Add the little scenes there. This one's a pretty cool one. And then there's also a folder in here that has a bunch of extras so you could play around with. So let me go ahead and showcase some of the fonts on here. I did add a few fonts because I was trying to add some more things using this OLED screen to kind of demonstrate some of the examples on here.
Sound bank selection. Sovereign.
Now the sound font on here, Sovereign, is another cool feature when you order a Vader's Vault lightsaber, because they actually include an exclusive font that you could only get with that lightsaber that you purchase. So if you buy a Sovereign or Sovereign Elite, you'll get the exclusive Sovereign sound font, which we'll listen to in just a moment.
SD system game exit mode. Nightfall.
So we're gonna go ahead and kind of start from the beginning here.
Crystal Focus.
Nebula.
Grainy.
Off. Revolt. Shatterpoint.
The Force Memories 2, Camino. The Old Republic, Crucible. The Old Republic, Malign.
Shoot.
Youngling.
The balance. Light. Vengeance.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This one I added along with a few others.
I am a Jedi.
Darth Maul. Wherever you are hard to find.
You're hard to get rid of.
Sovereign.
And for whatever reason, my camera doesn't like to focus on this OLED too much. Now, the other interesting thing about this with the OLED, which kind of surprised me,
SD card system games.
if you go into the games,
Invaders.
look what's in the games folder. If it will focus on that.
Pong. Snake. RTFM. Tetris. Memory. Kilobit. ASCII. Previous menu. Invaders.
So watch, I'm gonna go ahead and select this. So using, oops, I pushed the game over screen.
Invaders.
There we go. So using the gyro in here, you can play Space Invaders, you can play Tetris. I mean, I know it's a bit weird, but the fact that you can do that is just pretty weird. So let me exit out of this.
Previous menu. Games. System menu. SD card.
Sovereign.
Alright, so now that we're back on the Sovereign font, I think it's about time we fire this up. And we're going to go ahead and start with, since this is the Sovereign Elite Lightsaber, we are going to go ahead and listen to the Sovereign Saber font first. Now, the fonts that are included, by the way, you are pretty much getting the basic kind of default package, if you will. And then you can go ahead and add more to that if you wanted to. Some of the basics that are included don't technically have the smooth swing functionality, but you do get about 3 or 4 Saber fonts on there out of the package right away that do support the smooth swing, but it's very easy to add fonts to this. Alright, so I think we are good to go because there's a really cool effect when this is turned on. So here we go. And again, this is the Sovereign fonts, which means it's exclusive to only this Hilt, or this or the normal Sovereign. So very awesome sound font. So let's go ahead and go to, we're going to go upwards because the fonts that I've added in here are kind of backwards in the corresponding order.
Sound bank selection.
Sovereign.
So if you're not sure how this works for CFX, you push down and you'll go into the menu system, and by pressing the buttons up or down, you'll go either forward or backwards. So by pressing up, I go backwards,
To get rid of.
and I go in.
Wherever you are, Darth Maul.
I'm a Jedi. Obi-Wan.
Vengeance.
So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. I want to use this one as a demo, so I'm going to go ahead and select this by holding down second button. And then I'm now on a new font. And out of the box, as always, you're able to change the color. So by pressing the button down and up,
Spectrum.
gotta do it quick, you go into a spectrum mode so you can actually cycle through different blade colors. And then when you find one that you like, so let's say, let's go ahead and use orange. So let's say we like, oh, nope, now it's red. So let's do this one. Nope. There we go. And you hold down the button.
Blade profile.
You go into a blade profile. And you can go ahead and kind of add effects to it. The effects here, for the most part, are simplified, basic. And there's even a chroma one here, so if you want to add a few different options here. And then when you find a selection that you like, you just kind of press down on it. So let's see. This one kind of has it where the blade is kind of pulsing. So if you press down, that means it is now saved. and we're kind of having this pulsing effect on the blades, which means now every time I go to this particular font, it's going to go to what it was saved to. So let's go ahead and go down and showcase the other fonts on here.
Sound bank selection.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So I added the Obi-Wan, and what's cool,
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me.
if we go here,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I added that little effect on there. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, sorry about that. I had to let the camera cool down. So let's go ahead and just kind of showcase some of the fonts that I have on here with the smooth swing enabled, and then let you know how I feel about the hilt in terms of its comfortness with this 28-inch blade.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So here's an Obi-Wan font that I've added. Something classic from the original trilogy. Now do keep in mind that the Obi-Wan font is not included. But, you know, it literally for CFX, it just takes finding a font for CFX, and then it literally takes just a couple seconds to add it to your Saber. It's just putting in a number, a name, and then maybe transfer a file, but it really just takes less than a minute to do the process.
Sound bank selection.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
Of course, classic Luke Skywalker.
Sound bank selection.
I am a Jedi. This mission is everything. We cannot fail.
Gotta have Leia. Might as well just have the Skywalker family in there, right? And plus, I like Leia's Saber font.
Sound bank selection.
Darth Maul.
I like this little animation on the Darth Maul, because he's just Darth Maul standing there, and then you see both of his lightsabers light up. It's really cool. Actually, let's see if you guys can see that well. Yeah, it just doesn't like to focus on that. So it's really cool.
Wherever you are hard to find. I pushed you in the desert because I needed to see it. I needed you to see it. Who you are.
Now this one and the next one, which is Rey, this is actually that scene from episode 9 where they're having that lightsaber battle, but they're not technically there in person next to each other. It's that weird force connection thing that they had going on, and Kyberphonic actually made a couple fonts related to that, which is why these are going to sound a little bit different, but is meant to represent that scene. Just the way the audio sounds. And then the next one.
Sound bank selection.
Wherever you are,
You'll have to get rid of him.
I've been in your head.
I don't want this!
Search your memories.
I could have sworn I put this on blue. I guess I didn't. But as always, you know, if there's Saber font on there, you just want to fix it,
Spectrum.
just go to the spectrum mode. No, go. There we go. So let me go ahead and turn on this light. So what do I think about the Sovereign Elite? Again, I really like it. They did a fantastic job with everything that I chose to get added to this, and I don't really have any complaints. The hilt itself is very nice and thin and extremely comfortable to hold, actually, because there's nothing in the way as you're swinging that may potentially cut or scrape you, unlike this Fallen Order one here, which we'll discuss when that time comes. But yeah, it's just a really nice option for sure. Like I said, there's plenty of options to work with and mess with in terms of what you want for your particular lightsaber. Just keep in mind that if you do order one, they are made to order, so there is a bit of a waiting process, but the results at the end are definitely going to be well worth it. If you are someone that is truly impatient and can't wait that long, then my recommendation is to kind of follow along on Vader's Vault's different social media groups and pay attention whenever they host a ready to ship sale. And keep note that if you do participate in a ready to ship sale, you best be having all your information in there, and whatever lightsaber that you first see that you want to get, make sure you click that buy it now, because those lightsabers in those sales, especially the really fancy etched ones, goes really quick. Trust me, I've been to a few of them already. In fact, for next week's video, which will be Christmas actually, I will be posting a video, and we're actually going to be taking a look at this next Vader's Vault lightsaber that was part of a ready to ship sale. So, a little teaser here. Just a little teaser there. So that will be for next Friday's episode. So I hope you guys look forward to that. But yeah, like I said, if you are someone that's looking to potentially getting your first lightsaber, Vader's Vault is definitely going to be a great company. Like I said, they are already using CFX, which is already my main recommendation. They have really nice NeoPixel blades. A lot of great options to work with. And again, if you have the funds to further customize the hilt, I say go for it. But again, it's all about what you have and what is available to you. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you, Vader's Vault, for doing such a splendid job on my hilt. I am looking forward to potentially messing with this OLED screen a little bit more, because the Luke screen and the Leia one that I added, for some reason wasn't playing. But again, this OLED screen is really new to me, so hopefully once I get the chance to kind of get more comfortable with that, maybe I can do a little bit of a further video. But it's always good to also follow my Instagram, because sometimes I post little things, and who knows, maybe I'll post some extra videos with me playing the little games that are on here. I did showcase Space Invaders already, but we'll see what happens. But until then, any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video upload. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day.